Hi everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel. I'm your host Superman. In the last video we looked at how to add liquidity and start yield farming on Pulse Chain. In this video we're going to look at how to remove liquidity and stop yield farming. So the other side of the coin, as it were. So let's go. We're here on the liquidity page. We've already logged on with our wallet here by connecting. And of course, we're going to see that we've got no liquidity tokens here. We have provided liquidity, but we can't see our LP tokens. That's because we put them in the yield farm. So we have to go up to farms here. We're currently on liquidity here, trade liquidity. We have to go to the farms where we put our liquidity start off with. And we can see that we've got our liquidity here. Now, when we pull our liquidity, it's also going to take out any incentive token that we have earned. So we don't have to click the harvest button. It will all happen at the same time. Now, if you increase or decrease your liquidity your yield farming, then it will always pay out your incentive token when you do that. So any change that you make to your LP tokens will always automatically harvest the incentive token. So in this case, we're removing completely. But if you were adding a 2 or slightly decreasing, that would always pay out your incentive token. Just remember that. So you would see that in your wallet. Some people get a bit confused by that, but that's what happened. Anytime you change this, it's going to harvest the incentive token. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the remove button. That's the negative this time. And of course, we're going to hit the max there. We're going to take out all our LP tokens that we provide for PulseX and Pulse liquidity. We're going to confirm that. And that's going to remove our LP, our ownership tokens for that liquidity out of the pool. And so we'll stop earning incentive tokens. Remember that. We'll stop earning. That's going to produce us a ticket, of course, which is withdraw ticket. And of course, that's going to show on the blockchain, but we're also going to see that on our MetaMask. As you see, it's got withdraw here. We deposited in the last video. It's a withdrawal when we take our LP tokens. So we're going to wait for that to process, and we'll see how long that takes us. So they're very cool. That's finished. And of course, that means that we should see our LP tokens back in the wallet there. We do 313,000. Very, very nice. And if we hit the activity, we can go and see the transaction on the blockchain. And very, very nice on that. So 313,000 out of the blockchain there. And we also got our little incentive token reward that we had accrued so far. So that's very, very cool as well. So nice there, as I say. And of course, we have a whole ton of incentive token here. So that little bit that we got out of this transaction here is just added to the balance that we already had. Very, very nice. And of course, there we are. So we click on the yield farm there. And of course, we got nothing. We can restake if we want to. But we're not going to. We're going to go to the second step, which is remove the liquidity that we got the LP tokens for. Now you can see it's now showing our LP tokens because it actually sees it in the wallet. Because it sees the LP, it's reading the wallet here. That can see that. And of course, here it is here. It also gives us now the ability to remove liquidity. So very, very cool. We've got the pool PLSX, pool.pls, and our share percentage. Now remember, if there's any impermanent loss, that will show up in the ratios that we had at the beginning. So you must, when you add liquidity, keep an eye out on how much you put in and how much you're getting back, because the PLS ratio may have changed. You'll be getting different values back, and these will all be at different prices. So take that into account. We're going to hit the remove button there, and we can actually use the scale, or we can use one of the percentages. We're going to just go max there, move 100% of the tokens, and of course, this is what we're going to get back here. We're going to receive this here. What we're going to do is click enable. We have to click enable there. First time we've used this, so we're going to do that. Sign that in. We're going to have a signature, so it's going to ask us to sign for that. And of course, it won't show up on the MetaMask, but it's going to shine. And then, of course, it will, once that's signed, you'll be able to remove that ticket. And of course, here's the remove function here we've got here. And of course, you can see all the tokens that we're getting back and the actual tokens. So these are LP tokens that are going to be burned. So once we remove them, they're going to be burned. And of course, these are the actual tokens of PLSX and PLS that we're getting back. So we're going to confirm that. That's okay. And of course, we get a new ticket that's going to say remove liquidity ETH with permit, and it's going to cost us 0.001 a test pulse. So cool. And we're going to be able to see that on the chain there, remove liquidity with the permit. So we're going to do that. That's going to be processing. Very, very nice. And so we should see that processing at the moment. We're waiting for that to go. So that's confirmed now. We can actually see that on the blockchain. That will be processing. And that's not finished yet, but it will be processing soon. That's finished on there. And of course, we're going to go back to the play wallet, go back to the assets. We see that those PLP tokens, the 313,000 have gone now. And of course, we close that on there. And of course, we've got no position now. So very, very cool. We're going to click back to the remove. You can see there's no liquidity provided anymore. We have those assets back in our wallet. And of course, we can see when we refresh this should show up on the blockchain if this is finished processing. I might have to come back to that. Let's let it do its thing. But basically, we've got our Pulse back in here. Remember, we only had about 40,000 Pulse. We now got 240,000. We've got 200,000 back. And of course, we've got our Pulse topped up, PulseX topped up as well. So it looks like we've received everything back there. The blockchain is still trying to confirm that in there, but it's already gone through on the activity. As you can see, it's already finished. So very, very cool. It just takes a few seconds for that to show up. And that is, folks, is how you unstake your LP tokens in the yield farm and remove liquidity from the trading pairs there. All right, hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and of course, catch me in the next one. This is the quick and easy series. See you soon. Bye.